Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to CRN. We have the Core Premier Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the oval configuration with the street stocks. Going to do battle here tonight. We've seen multiple different winners. We also seen a multi winner. That's going to be Thaddeus Marshall winning at Daytona, and then winning at the Eldora, the Big E in the Dirt 410 sprint cars. But tonight is going to be the kind of a dogleg oval track of Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's going to be 1.45 miles in length. Track temp is going to be 32 degrees. Wow. And air temp is going to be 32 as well. So definitely going to be a cold one out there, but nonetheless still going to be a fun battle all the way in and through. These drivers getting ready to get fired up and done with their practice here, as practice has officially ended. Drivers getting ready to do some no qualifying anymore here. So we're going to go ahead and run through the grid for everybody here tonight. Look at about 20 cars on the track here tonight. First is going to be James Molyneux in the number 94 starting on the pole. Second will be Dave Tilford. Third is going to be Kelly Pointer. Fourth is going to be Theo Bishop. Fifth, Matt Crockett. Sixth, Dan Phelps. Seventh is going to be Caleb Collins. Eighth, Paul Butler. Ninth will be Brandon Mettler. 10th will be Tim Ponzi. 11th is going to be Derek Sherman. 12th will be Joe Sullivan. 13th will be William Edwards. 14th is going to be Carl Handwerk. 15th is going to be Kevin Hollywood Foster. 16th, Christian Bishop. 17th is going to be Thaddeus Marshall. 18th will be Chris Hamilton. 19th is going to be Ricky Gonzalez. And starting P number 20, shotgun on the field, is going to be John Crane. I want to give a big shout out to Kelly Poiter for sponsoring this series, as he has done a lot for Core Racing. Glad to have him on the side with us, as everybody getting their cars up and going. We're going to see what these drivers can do. Again, 75 laps here is the distance. So we got to see what these drivers can do. And, oh yeah, by the way, the bump draft effect, it's in play. These street stocks are pretty much a rookie class event that you're going to be able to see throughout on iRacing, and we get to have them here for Core Racing. Looks like Ricky Gonzalez did not make the field here. I know he was having a couple of issues going on with his computer, so he's not able to join us here for tonight's race. Wish him the best of luck, as Barney the flagman has the green flag in the air. Pace car down in the pit lane. Drivers can't make a move until he goes into pit lane or the green flag comes out, and we are underway here for 75 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. James Molyneux down to the inside, as no, you're not green, as getting everybody around. I believe some drivers missing the start, but going to try to get them back out here with us and racing. Joe Sullivan started from the pits along with other drivers. Theo Bishop doing the same thing, might have missed the grid, but able to come on out here and get the job done. Would like to thank all the subscribers that have tuned into CRN, as throughout the whole week we will have something for you. As now we're going green, and James Molyneux gets a great start down there on the inside. Looks like Kelly Porter, the number 75, looking to make his name known up here, wants to get up to the front. But looking back here, already some bump drafting going on. Tim Ponzi and the number 18 of Carl Handwerk doing a little bit of bump drafting all the way through the corner. Tim Ponzi's going to go down to the inside to give Carl Handwerk the outside. And back there in that rust bucket, that's right, I said rust bucket, that's going to be Kevin Hollywood Foster. And right behind him, another rust bucket and John Crane, as these two drivers looking to do some driving here. Just want to stay in the back, save that tire, save that fuel, as the 888 of William Edwards down to the inside. But we're going to have a caution, as we're going to go ahead and go back and look at it and see what happened, as that was kind of the big one. Not sure what happened, so it was in front. Oh, trying to see who it was. Let me look at Caleb Collins here. See if it happened in front of Caleb or if it was from Caleb. Oh man, the 85. Looked like he got a little bit loose, came down into the 85, or the 72, excuse me. You'll see him here. He's going to move up the track, come back down, and sideswipe the 72, causing the big one here tonight. Everybody going to elect to come down and take their fast repairs. They do get one fast repair per race, as you can see there. Kevin Foster, not having the time of his life, as he's going to go in. Looks like he's going to fix as much of that damage as he possibly can. Definitely not the start that these drivers wanted to see. Still a lot of racing left though, so can't count anybody out, as anything can happen throughout this race. Got some of the drivers still playing a little bit of catch up here, trying to get back up to the pack before the green flag comes out. Pace car down to the pit lane. James Molyneux can go at any time now. He's got this restart button. They're playing a little bit of breaking games here. They're going to be side by side in a turn number 1. Matt Crockett all over the back bumper of James Molyneux, giving him a shot all the way down the tri-oval into turn number 1. James Molyneux on that inside, getting the run of his life, but towards the back of the pack, though, it's 3 wide between, it looked like the number 85, the 8, the 26. They all ended up making it out alive, as they're going to get back down to 2 wide. Chris Hamilton right behind the number 85, Chris Hamilton. Rolling that outside, does not really enjoy the plate style tracks, as Chris going to go from the outside down to the inside, make a pass on that number 85, trying to get himself up towards the front. As you know, some of these drivers just want to hurry up and get up to the front and get out of the melee as quickly as they possibly can, as we ride along with Dan Phelps. And James Molyneux taking the scenic route. He's going down the order there. And not sure what happened to James Molyneux. Might have to go back and catch a replay of that. As, oh yeah, well, let's go ahead and rewind to that just a little bit. See what happened to Mr. James Molyneux. The 94 down on your inside. Oh, Matt Crockett gave him a bad bump. He's going to pass through the grass, I guess you could say, Dale Earnhardt style. He's going to get the car back on the track safely. You don't want to come out there and LePage the field. Is now up front, Kelly Pointer and Matt Crockett do battle. Joe Sullivan in P number 3, Paul Butler in 4th, Dave Tilford is your top 5. Is you got pretty much like 2 packs out here. Is not sure what's going on with Mr. Caleb Collins, but he is slow on the racetrack. He's going to be 1 lap down. And here we go. Matt Crockett to the inside, taking over the race lead over Kelly Pointer, but not by much. Not able to get up towards the front, or get up on that high side and stop that run, as Kelly Pointer has Paul Butler all over his rear bumper. Kelly Pointer doing what he can to keep Matt Crockett from getting clear. And now he's got, Matt Crockett in the grass just a little bit. Look at it back here. Chris Hamilton has made it to the top 7. And then you got Ed Smith, William Edwards. That's who it is. And Matt Crockett decides to bow out. He's going to fall behind all these drivers. Use a little bit of the draft to his advantage. Christian Bishop goes a little high in that Shrek number 26. And still side by side is Kelly Pointer, able to get down to the inside, not let Joe Sullivan get a lap lead. And now here is where the other strategies come into play. You see everybody towards the back just taking their time and just having fun. But so far, so good throughout this race. Everybody's still in that draft pack We got 7 cars up here in the top. Kind of make it a little bit of a move away from that second pack. And it's going to be interesting to see when pit stops will occur for a lot of these drivers. You know, it could happen, I would say probably lap 30 or 40 maybe. They're using only 50% fuel, so instead of getting a full tank, you're only going to have half a tank. And after that, you got to kind of base it off of that. I want to thank everybody out there, like, sharing, subscribing to CRN. Thank you all for coming on out and giving us a hand in making CRN what it is today. I want to give a big shout out to Kelly Pointer for coming on board, sponsoring all the series across Core Racing. His Pointer Motorsports. Currently your race leader, or that number blue in that blue chrome, number 75, Phelps Fabrication. You got the AMSOIL on the side with Pointer Motorsports. Guys, haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to CRN, hit the little bell notification so you guys don't miss anything that CRN has to offer. Is Paul Butler going to try to make his move on the outside? Paul's going to get credited for leading that lap, so Paul getting his lap led, that's a couple extra bonus points for that number 77. Glad to see him. Now, this second pack, though, led by the, I believe that's the 4 of Thaddeus Marshall. He's got a lot of damage on that right front. Same with Carl Handwerk. I don't think those drivers wanted to use that fast repair that early. You can see you got 2 on the top, 3 down on the bottom. Guess I would have thought maybe they'd want to be all in a line to try to catch that front pack, but there you see, looking at Thaddeus Marshall, he's got a 3-second gap to that first pack. As that second pack all in a line, just behind him, 3 cars deep. They're starting to catch this second pack here, so that third pack is going to make its entrance in here and take it from a 2 and 3 car pack down to a 2-car group. Now they have all single filed out, finally got into the snake rhythm. And this is where you can start to see a lot of these drivers making up time on your race leaders. The gap as of right now is 4 seconds. So they got to make up 4 seconds. And I believe they might be able to do it. Whether they're damaged or not, I think the second group can make those passes to get up to the lead. Looking down in the YouTube comments here. Barry, already here for a great race tonight. Good luck, drivers. Cody Jacobs, good luck as always, gentlemen. Kevin Hollywood Foster or Carl Handwerk are my drivers for the win tonight. Extra luck for you guys. What a tough start. Let's go, Pointer. That's the pick right here tonight. Race is looking pretty good right now. Lots of racing to go. Barry and Cody, I could not say it better myself. Still a lot of racing. You can see a lot of these drivers having some difficulties with some aerodynamic disadvantages, but still putting on a show for you here tonight. going back up to the front. You got 4 on the top, 3 down on the inside. 26 thought about going down low, just was not clear of Joe Sullivan. So that bad arrow could have been that bad corner could have turned into a even worse corner.
I'm here, man. Technical issues. My bad.
As we are now joined by Mr. Brendan Polt, as he has made his entrance into the broadcast here tonight. Brendan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing just fine. Little ticks with technical issues, but we end up getting here now. Where are we at here? Street Stocks at Charlotte? That's basically a super speedway.
Yeah. Super speedway here tonight. Still a lot of racing to go. As you see it here, everybody double file for that first pack. Already had a caution on lap number 4, but able to get that figured out. And we've been green ever since. So these drivers on their longest green flag run as for the night.
What lap are we on? I'm still trying to learn not iRacing.
We are on lap 25 out of 75.
Alright, so let's go on green since lap 4. That's not bad for Legacy Charlotte, these street stocks. Like I said, it's basically a super speedway with these cars. It's bumper to bumper all the way around the track. You just gotta try and get your run around the corners and try and make the move. As we see one car go wide and be left alone there.
Yeah, there's gonna be Paul
Butler.
Yeah, Paul Butler. I think that might be a strategy move. He was leading that first pack on the outside. Maybe wants to get some draft help, or just sit in the draft, save a little bit of fuel as they're 3 wide into turn number 1. And that's going to help the case for the drivers in that second group, along with Carl Handelwerk and company, as that time it went from 4 seconds all the way down to 3 seconds. Actually, no, I lied to you. That time actually picked up from 4 seconds all the way to 6, and there goes Caleb Collins through the grass. Passing the grass, looking like Mr.
There he goes.
Dale Earnhardt comes back up on the track, saved it.
Wow.
What a power slide.
Woo.
I don't know about you, but I think Mr. Caleb Collins is going to have a little bit of a brown pants moment there. As that could have got real ugly really quick.
Oh, that was bad. That was... If he came up on the track just a little bit earlier, he would have collected another car there. I would definitely made that a caution, but he keeps that thing straight with shades of Dale Sr., and he's still running.
Yeah, still running. That he is Dave Tilford down to the inside of William Edwards. He's going to take over that position. I think William might just let Dave Tilford go. Tuck in line, stay in that groove down on the inside, as it looked like you got a little bit loose on that outside, but there we go. The snake has emerged. Everybody in a straight line for this first pack. And now it's just a moment of how long are you patient? How long can you stay in this without making a pass? As the 888 takes sliding down the pit road. William Edwards almost wrecks it coming into pit road. Yeah, I thought maybe he was speeding, so he had to break it down just a little bit more. As Kevin Foster comes out of pit lane, he lost 2 laps for that green flag pit stop. Looked like he used his fast repair to get that car back on track, but biggest mover right now is going to be Chris Hamilton in P number 2, as he is up 16 positions from where he has started, as pit road is looking a little busy, so pit stops occurring on lap number 30. Yeah, that now was our race leader who came in that time of Kelly Pointer, who's just gonna see what he can do based off the pit strategy here. Do you take tires? Do you take fuel? Do you take a fast repair, as the 76 gets a little bit upset from Christopher Hamilton's bumper? As that looked like that almost went bad too. Yeah, that one could have went really bad, but able to save it and keep it going. As I think, I I don't know. I can't remember if tires really make a difference here or not. Just because of, how slow these street stocks really are. I don't think I could see somebody hitting, tires on a pit stop. Maybe the secondary pit stop when, you got that last pit stop before the checkered flag. Because I'm only seeing these drivers hit about 145 mile an hour down the straightaway and backing it all the way down to 130. Give or take. So Chris Hamilton down in a pit lane this time by leaving Joe Sullivan out there by himself. And this is the track where you want to have some friends going into pit lane so that way you can get a little bit of draft.
Indeed, but back to your point, like you said, these cars only go about 140 miles an hour, which will not eat up any tires on a normal fuel run in these cars. It's just not enough lateral G's to wear the tire out that much, as I believe the 76 is now making its pit stop, which will give the lead back to, I believe, Brandon Mettler in P2?
Yeah, Brandon Mettler is P number 2 with Thad Marshall, and Brandon Mettler in the pit lane this time with John Crane. Thaddeus Marshall going into pit lane as well. So once everything cycles back out and they get their lap back, it looks like it may fall back in the hand of Kelly Pointer with Christian Bishop all over his rear bumper. It's not gonna lie, the 26 car, the Shrek machine, looking pretty good. It's all ogre now, as the front bumper of that number 26 says that, as Carl Haydworth coming out of pit lane this time by.
That is a very nice paint scheme here for that number 26 machine, and I'm not a big Shrek fan myself, not huge into that franchise, but it's something great here as Carl Haydworth is getting swallowed in the back there. But as he said, he just came out of pit road.
Well, just depending on how old you are, it may not be your forte. When I grew up, that and The Lion King were the two movies that I'm a 96. I was born in 96. Lion King and the Shrek, Stuart Little, all those movies. Those were my childhood right there, along with Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, so on and so forth. So that's just my era of movies. Like, I can sit there and watch Shrek all day long and not get bored.
I'm about the same with Cars. I'm a 06, so Cars is about the same thing for me.
Cars is a good movie. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody with a Lightning McQueen paint scheme in this race. But Chris Hamilton, by the way, still your race leader. Where is Mr. Chris Hamilton at? He is on the backstretch all by himself. And now you see Kelly Pointer coming into the view. Kelly Pointer's got draft. Chris Hamilton does not. So you're going to see that 4-second gap turn into 0 within a few laps after these drivers get back up to speed.
Yeah, when you're tandem drafting like this, like how Kelly and the 26 are right now, that gap closes really quickly. So 26 tries to give a shot to Kelly going into turn 1. But that gap will close so much faster than some people think. I only expect about 5 laps until they catch back up to Hamilton here.
Well, they went from 4.6 down to 4.5 just in one corner, so maybe give them a little bit more laps there. As, not gonna lie, Mr. Carl Haydworth and Kevin Foster and company, if Joe Sullivan can get around Kevin Foster and they get into a line, you're gonna have a 5-car tandem. And that is going to be another duo that you guys are going to watch out for. You're going to have 5 cars against 2 cars against 3 cars, and then so on and so forth down to 1 car. So definitely want to watch and see what happens as the 888 of William Edwards gets a little bit sideways through turn number 1 and 2, but did not lose the draft going through the corner. So that's always a good key factor. Losing the draft means you're in no man's land. It's kind of like running Michigan, International Speedway in any type of car, and also like it's running Daytona or Talladega without the draft. It's going to be boring, it's going to be miserable, but you're still out there racing and having fun.
Yeah, as we saw, though, like we mentioned, the 888 losing it a little bit out of 2. And we may have just talked about these tires going fine, but we're almost 40 laps into this main event here. Those tires are certainly not happy right now, so maybe we expect something later on with just loss of grip and the exit of corners and causing a big one. I don't know.
Well, and I think that's why these drivers did not take tires, just because of how slow the pit stop can really be. You could lose more laps if you elect to take tires, other than, you know, filling it up with some fuel and getting it back out there. So maybe if we have a caution or another green flag pit stop happens, we're going to see more drivers take maybe possibly 2 right sides or even 2 lefts, just depending on how tire wear managed through the race, as the 888 of William Edwards trying to get the run on the outside of Kevin Hollywood Foster, not able to do so. Kevin Foster going to be able to pull in front of that 888 machine. William Edwards now going to dip down in line, and that 5-car pack, by the way, turned into a 4-car pack. Not exactly sure what happened, as the 18 of Caleb Collins. Yeah, the Caleb Collins, he's in pit lane. He was up there with these drivers, but maybe he had a little bit of issues with his pit stop the first time, had to go back in and refuel.
Maybe. I mean, unfortunately, it seems like for Caleb, as now iRacing is showing him a lap down in P18, so truly an unfortunate set of circumstances, but let's take a guess here. How many cautions do you think before the end of this race? Just one more?
I think I could see one more, but with the field spread out to the way it is, I think these drivers are going to take it all the way to the checkered flag. I have a lot of faith in all these drivers out here. They do a lot of practice, whether it's, you know, practicing for the next race that's at hand or running a lot of officials. I mean, that's how I get my practice in, depending on what league I'm running in, what car and what track. I'll go practice in an official race. As Carl Hedrick almost wall tapping the entry of 3 and 4, trying to get around Caleb Collins. You're going to have 4 drivers out there on the top, but nope, here comes Kevin Hollywood Foster. He said, I'm going to go with the number 72 and to see if I just can't get the run on that driver. As the 76 gets a little bit loose, had to chase it up the track, and now you got 3 against 2 now, back down on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Caleb Collins is going to have a good run coming in here to turn 3. Keep in mind, he is a lap down, so Handwerk is probably not going to race him very hard, but there's still the fact that Caleb could unlap himself with any position gained during this event, so he's going to be pushing as much as he can, especially if he took new tires during that last pit stop. But it seems like he's only 1 lap down, so maybe let's just make a thought.
Well, looking at it now, the pit time for Caleb was 47 seconds. So obviously taking some time to put some feel goods on. As Joseph Sullivan all over the back bumper, Carl Landwehr got him a little bit loose, actually, going through turn number 3 and 4. And looking at the interval here, the gap for the race lead is the, oh my goodness, the 18 and the 8 into the wall. Kevin Foster goes, and there we go. We have another caution, and that was gonna get interesting, as we're gonna go back and watch a CRN replay, as we are pretty much on it. But I think Joe Sullivan, when he came down and then tried to get squared back up on Carl Handwerk's bumper, Just the way that Joe Sullivan, you see there, kind of moving up the track, upset the rear end of Carl Hannework's car. Carl Hannework going to drive it, turn it back down. Doesn't realize that Kevin Hollywood Foster is down there. Kevin Foster trying to lock it up, just not able to get the car to stop in time. Hits the rear of the car hard on the outside wall, and that will cause the next caution.
Was Foster involved in that lap 4 caution you mentioned? Because if he wasn't, he has a faster parity. He was. Oh.
He was. Yeah, Kevin Hollywood Foster was involved.
So he may not have an open fast repair and has to take all the minutes needed for this damage, as almost everybody comes in the pit road for either freshies or a refuel. But we will see if Foster has another fast repair, as it didn't look like it. He's unfortunately gonna have to take the minutes for that repair.
Yeah, got a little bit of damage to fix on that number 8 machine. Luckily, it was only the rear. It wasn't the front. But you hate to see it for Mr. Kevin Foster. He's always been a good driver. 46 laps out of 75. It's definitely not the end of the world. And you can definitely get that position back where you once were.
Yeah, as long as he can stay on this lead lap, there's still plenty of time for him to make it back up with see if he can finish how much damage. As we can see, backfire from his throttle. So as now he goes, he's fixed as much as he can, it seems like. Yeah, and he's gonna get back up out on track.
Yeah, pace cars get ready to go through the dog leg there as Caleb Collins is sitting behind the pace car. So it was the right move, especially with pace speed being about 65 mile an hour and pit road speed being about 45, 50 miles an hour. You don't want to chance it. Obviously, if you didn't since there was no qualifying, depending on where you started in the field, if you started deeper in the pack, you got to leave just a little bit early. So that way, no reason for the pace car to give you that lap down or the pit road closing as you're trying to exit pit road. So Kevin Foster just going around, going back in to fix some more of that damage. And I don't know about you, but I think these drivers may be good to make it the rest of the way on fuel.
How do you know how long the green flag run was? Because
from lap 4 all the way to, actually I'll just pull up the last pit stop cycle. I forgot I can do that. Pit stop lap here. Pull it up. So look at about 28 laps, give or take, is Chris Hamilton pit on lap 4 and then pit the next time on lap 31. Tilford went a full 30, Crockett a full 30, Christian Bishop 29. You went 4 to 32, 29 laps. So look about 29 to 30 laps. So these drivers definitely can make it the rest of the way.
Oh yeah, so now it's time to drop the hammer for some of these guys here, as no more pit stops are needed. So let's see how many spots people can make up here, as I believe the pace car lights are out, and we're gonna get going here once again.
Yeah, the pace lights out on that pace car. Going it down the backstretch. And trying to get everybody situated. Chris Hamilton able to maintain the lead. Dave Tilford's going to be on his outside. Matt Crockett in P number 3. Christian Bishop at 4th. Brandon Mettler's going to round out your top 5. Kelly Pointer in P6. Thaddeus Marshall in 7th. Tim Ponzi in 8th. Dan Phelps in 9th. James Molyneux in 10th. Paul Butler in 11th. Carl Hannework at 12th. 13th is going to be Kevin Foster. 14th, Joe Sullivan. 15th, it's going to be Derek Sherman. That's going to be your top 15 as Chris Hamilton bringing these drivers back to the green flag, and we are back underway. Is a little bit of a jump from the number 64, able to get clear of Dave Tilford. And I think now with that little bit of a jump, Would you want to control both lanes on this racetrack, or are you just trying to keep the car as straight as you possibly can and pull away from the field?
I'd go with the latter, man. These street stocks, it's not like NASCAR where you can run the outside and get a huge run coming out of the corners. It's almost like you just try and stay on the bottom of the track the entire time and just see how long you can hold it. Where it may be interesting here, because there's really nobody on the outside anyways to begin with.
Yeah, you see a couple of stragglers on the outside. Dave Tilford, the 888, the 77, the 18, and the 72, all on that outside, trying to make it work. But look at Paul Butler. He's on the outside, banging each other. The 85 is going to go around. That is going to cause another caution. The 888 going to be involved as well. As we're going to go ahead and rewind this and debunk everything that just happened there. I think maybe the 85 just got a little bit tight, or maybe that side draft that the 888 was pulling got him a little bit tight as well, as this camera right here will be the telltale sign of tonight's third caution of the race.
It does look like he gets to the apron and the car starts walking up a little. Oh, the rear end looks like it steps out a little. And while he's trying to catch it, it just goes into the 888 there. Gets contact on both their sides and they just walk up the track from there.
Yeah, both of them walking up the track. Luckily, Paul Butler was in no man's land on that outside and just happened to be able to get that car slowed down, as everybody knows that the brakes on this car aren't the best, but they make do. Everybody gonna go back in, refuel on some fuel, take a little bit of time to get some more tires if they need them, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, with unlimited tires, you might as well take them if it doesn't have you lose too much track position. But like you said, most of them could have already made it on fuel, so either this is a top off to make sure you can go for an overtime, or just fresher tires. I mean, some people may not have taken tires since the beginning of the race, as far as I'm aware. As Kelly Pointer gets in front of the four here, as we see coming up your road.
Well, yeah, so the Premier Series does get unlimited tire sets. Same with fuel. You can do whatever you want. Me, personally, I'd be doing the same thing that these drivers are doing. Every caution? Why not? Let's go put on some fresh new Dr. Feelgoods. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing at a loss other than, you know, obviously track position is going to be key here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as you're going to need that track position to make anything happen, because we've already seen how tough it's going to be to pass. Just imagine, you know, trying to get yourself back up through there and try to pass all these cars yet again. So,
yeah, that would be a task for lots of these guys who took tires on this last restart, as we're now double filing back up to get going one more time, I believe.
I think maybe, like, if you get enough drivers on that outside with you, I think you can pull them 3 wide to take the lead. But I think you have to have a lot of people up there with you to make those runs happen. It's very iffy. You know, you really have to have a lot of trust in the driver below you. A lot of these drivers race with each other all throughout the week, you know, between the GT Series, the ARCA Series, the Dirt Series, Premier Series, anything that these drivers run, a lot of these other drivers run the same stuff. So a lot of these guys are around each other 99.9% of the time. So it's not hard to tell what a driver's going to do. They're all predictable. And that's just how it goes. You know, it's like, Brendan, if me and you ran together in every single series, I'm going to pick up how you race, how you drive, how you enter a corner, and I'm just going to mimic what you're doing, and I'll get so close to you where you're going to think I'm going to dive bomb it, and you're going to overdrive a corner, and I'm just going to go right on by you, because while you're messing up your corner entry, I'm perfecting my corner entry, so I'm just going to keep trying to force you into a mistake at any given moment.
Well, that's certainly a way to say it. That's Crockett we see. Thanks to pace cars P2, but unfortunately that is not the case for Crockett right now.
As Crockett, the only driver in a Ford Mustang. You heard it here. You see the Ford Mustang logo on that number 10. He's got the pony. And then behind him, just a hungry pack of Z28s trying to get up to the front. But it's going to be up to Matt Crockett and Dave Tilford on this restart. I'm going to come back to green with 20 laps to go here for the Core Premier Series presented by Pointer Motor Supplies. And there we go. Matt Crockett off to a great restart there. Going to pull away from second and third. And with it being kind of like Daytona or Talladega, do you want to get a big jump on the field, or do you just kind of want to take it easy and keep everybody bunched up like the back of this pack is?
This one here at Charlotte, I believe it is based on what the driver thinks. Once these cars get to the top of fourth gear, it is about the same speed all around. So if you can get that jump earlier and get to fourth quicker, the idea is for maybe some of these drivers that since they got there first, they can maintain it and keep it, but then that P2 would be able to catch up. So it really depends on how the driver thinks. Big red, 46!
Down the inside, back up to the truck. Oh, John Crane, yard sale, autographed bumpers from John Crane. Get them while they're hot. Look at about $30 a fender at your nearest garage sale. Well, yard sale, we should say, as Paul Butler got down to the inside of the number 46. And when that happened, they kind of just locked together. Oh, something just happened. Give me one quick minute.
Yeah, but it looks like the 46 didn't think Paul Butler was exactly where he was. So when 46 came down to either run with the 77 or try to block, it just tags his left rear, and then as the 46 walks back to the track. Unfortunately, recollects John Crane, the number 11 machine.
Yeah, we're going to watch it from Tim Ponzi's chase camera here. The Club Ohio number 46. Paul Butler down to the inside. Oh, almost to the inside. Tim Ponzi just trying to cover the bottom so he didn't get underneath of him. Just not able to do so. John Crane up here on the outside. He can see the 46 spinning. He goes low to avoid it. You can see him. He's already out of the gas. Then he goes high. And it comes back down low, and just absolutely creams. And the 42 getting involved as well is Derek Sherman. Going to get involved. And like I said, yard sale for the number 11 machine. Get them while they're hot. They got it in stock. So that's definitely not how you want to see your race end this way.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like John Crane was just a bystander there, and nowhere he could really go. He tries to go to the bottom, it's covered. He tries to go to the top, it's covered. He's just unfortunate in every single circumstance, and all of them ended in his demise.
Yeah, looking like Tim Ponzi and Theo Bishop both out of this race. The 11 of John Crane and Derek Sherman back out on the racetrack. As everybody trying to get out there, just not able to do so just yet. As it's still a great race all in all. It's just, plate track racing. That's just what it is. It may not be a plate track, but that's the feel that we're getting from this race. as everybody getting ready to go back green flag racing. Just not able to do so just yet, as tonight has been a great, oh man, absolutely great night. Yes, I had to work, so I'm a little bit tired, but it happens, you know?
Yeah, I was building a shed for the first 6 hours of today, so I mean, we've both been tired here, but here we are, kicking it here in Core with the Core Premier Series, and I would like it any other way.
Yeah, it's... Sorry about that. Was sending a message, getting the stuff cleared out, but so far still Matt Crockett out there in the race lead. Dave Tilford in P number 2, Christian Bishop. I don't know why I just called Christian Bishop Theo, but Christian Bishop in P number 3, Christopher Hamilton in P number 4. 5th is going to be Brandon Metler. 6th will be Kelly Pointer. 7th is going to be Thaddeus Marshall. 8th will be Carl Hadework. 9th is going to be Kevin Hollywood Foster. P number 10 will be Paul Butler. 11th is going to be Joe Sullivan. 12th is going to be James Molyneux. 13th is going to be Dan Phelps. 14th, Derek Sherman. 15th will be William Edwards. 16th will be Caleb Collins. 17th, John Crane. 18th, Tim Ponzi. 19th, Theo Bishop. And running out your 20-car field is going to be Ricky Gonzalez. 15 laps left in this race. Hopefully these drivers can get another green flag run in. Get a little bit of, you love to hear it while they do it. Is going through turn number 3 and 4. Again, under pace laps. And then we get to see some high flying action, about 150 mile an hour around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace car into the pit lane. Matt Crockett going to lead these drivers back to the green flag. He's going to go just a little bit early. Is Dave Tilford able to time that just a little bit better than the first one? Just not able to stick with Mr. Matt Crockett. Down to the inside. It goes the 15 and the 26. Going to get the run. Here comes Kelly Porter. He's going to go from the outside down to the inside. He says, nah, man. That outside just not going anywhere.
Yeah, I doubt that outside's gonna go anywhere anytime soon. They need to have a lot more cars in the inside lane to start making up ground. So Kelly probably with the smarter choice here, staying at the bottom and making sure he keeps his speed up. As the 26 is starting to get on the back bumper of Crockett here, and he's just gonna stick there for a couple laps now. And actually, am I proven wrong? 26 had a peak down the inside of number 10, but there was no space.
Yeah, there was no space there, and you can just see the accordion effect going from the 15 all the way back to the 4. Had to do a little bit of a checkup moment there, but able to keep the car clean. As it's one thing to draft, but you also got to keep the wheel as straight as you can. As now we are 3 wide. David Tilford on the outside. Chris Hamilton down to the middle. Brandon Miller down to the inside. Kelly Pointer going to stick his nose in there and possibly make it 4 wide. Thought better of it, though. Carl Hadework did a little bit of a checkup maneuver there. Now he's going to be 3 wide with Kelly Pointer and Dave Tilford to his outside. Dave Tilford getting a little bit loose. Ends up saving it. Brandon Miller up to the middle lane. Right in front of Carl Hadework. So now you got 4 cars in the middle. Now make that 5 as Joe Sullivan puts his car towards the middle. Kelly Porter missing the bottom of the corner. Going to push up into Carl Hadework just a little bit, but able to keep it clean. As we have reached lap number 64 out of 75. And the racing right now is starting to get heated up here towards the front.
It does seem like that. So 3 wide in the 3rd row back, and Tilford is not losing as far back as I would have initially anticipated. He's still side by side with Carl Hadework, considering there's no help on the outside for him. As currently so far, it is still Matt Crockett and Chris Hamilton up in P1 and 2, and Tilford is somehow managing that. I am shocked in how he's still up there holding his own.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm wondering the same thing. I think maybe Dave Tilford has a little bit of nitrous in that car. Not sure. Might have to talk to him after the race if he gets in the podium. But while that was all going on, James Molyneux ended up scraping the wall, just not able to get off of it. Stayed up in the wall until everybody was able to pass. Then he moved off of the wall. But now you got 6 cars in the middle lane. 4 cars down, or no, yeah, 4 cars on the inside, and you have 1 car all by himself. That's going to be the number 12 of David Tilford, all by himself up on the high side, and Carl Handenberg still hasn't been able to get past David Tilford to say, yeah, finally got around him, as everybody's still 3 wide for about the 4th lap now. And I'm sorry, but if I seen that Dave Tilford is holding on strong up there on that outside, I think with it being 14 or 9 laps to go, why not try that why not try that further outside to see if you can propel you and that other guy to the front.
Yeah, maybe Paul Butler is kind of thinking about that right now because he's only just barely on the inside of that 12 car there. So maybe if Paul decided to, he can still hop up and maybe just have an insane 2-car tandem, because David is currently holding that throttle down all the way to the floor, and he is just still barely hanging on to Carl Hanwerk's right rear. As so far, we've still just been 2x2x3 for at least 7 laps now.
Yeah, Dave Tilford getting extremely close to Carl Hanwerk there, and almost into the wall he went. But David Tilford keeping it out of the wall. And David Tilford's got the speed. Dave Tilford, more of a road racer himself, finding his route on the oval side of things, doing what he needs to do. As Paul Butler gets a little bit loose, and now Dave Tilford going to get cleared of Carl Hanwerk. Now he's going to be 3 wide with Kelly Pointer and Paul Butler. Paul Butler slides up just a little bit more, and Dave Tilford's got to do the same thing.
Yeah, as Dave is now starting to fall back as quickly as I would have initially expected here, as it is now 2x2x2x2.
Oh, it looked like Dave Tilford got to the wall. I wasn't sure if he did or not, but it looked like a couple of scrapes came up off that wall on the outside. But yeah, Dave Tilford held his own for about 6 to 8 laps on that outside, and here we go. Now we're back to a 3-wide situation. Thaddeus Marshall trying to get up in front of Dave Tilford. Dave Tilford saw it coming, tried to shut the door, just didn't want to spin the number 4. Dave Tilford hard on the outside wall. Going to try to knock it down, as he's going to lose a couple of spots. And up here, now we're 2 wide by 3 wide by 2 wide by 2 wide. Rolling roadblock for all these drivers out here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Carl saw what David did, and it seems like Carl is now trying to take the same idea, because now it looks like he's about to be side by side with Chris Hamilton going into turn 3. As it is now a 3-car battle for the lead. Crockett, Hamilton, Hanwerk.
3 wide, 3 rows back. You got some of the greats on that outside, some of the drivers that have been here since day 1 of Core Racing. You got the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Butler. Thaddeus Marshall and Joe Sullivan get together, takes out Caleb Collins, and I think they might have saved it.
But
no, they didn't. Caleb Collins yard sale for the number 72. Man, that was just getting good. Oh, why do we have to have the caution? No!
Oh, you'd think it was getting good. Now we're going to have a restart in overtime. This is going to be interesting here, as
yeah, we're going to go ahead.
It looks like the 76 just gets a little loose, maybe arrow loose from the 75 of Kelly Pointer. That's a good
look in here. There it is. There's Joe Sullivan. So we're going to rewind it back. Maybe. So we're going to watch it in slow-mo here. 3 wide, 3 rows back. Looking at the car in the middle, the Hot Wheels machine. he takes a higher entry into the corner, and I think that's what kind of got him a little bit loose. You can see him kind of fighting the wheel, and he overcorrects, almost gets into Kelly, comes up into Thad Marshall, keeps Thad straight. That's going to spin the 76 down into the racetrack, into the number 72. The 72, not sure. Oh, that's how he lost the front clip. I would have thought maybe he hit the inside wall or something. But both drivers kept it straight until the very last minute when Caleb Collins tried to get off of the dirt, comes back on the track and loops her on around, as Caleb Collins has some quarter panels for sale. He said $35 a piece. It's autographed by him with a big old Texas state flag on his quarter panel. So if you guys want some quarter panels, make sure you guys message Caleb Collins to get your CRN officiated front bumpers.
It seems like after today's race, y'all are gonna have to truly start selling those, because that's gonna be a huge money maker after this race here, the street stocks.
Oh yeah, you know, any car that you can lose body panels on, instant yard sale. Instant yard sale. Selling them $30 a pop. As you know, race car parts ain't cheap, buddy.
No, they are not, especially Cup Series parts after Daytona week.
Yeah, I think you're looking at a lot of money after that one.
Our Daytona and IRL Daytona.
Yeah, that is true. Looking at the chat now, Cody Jacobs, what a finish in store. Battle of Survival, Barry Kistler, getting crazy, should be a good finish. Barry saying good racing and hell of a finish coming. Barry, I couldn't agree more. You're going to see a pass in the, I think so. I don't want to jinx it, but I can see possibly Carl Handwerk getting the race win here tonight by a pass in the grass. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, that I can tell the future or anything, but I can see a pass in the grass getting made for the race win.
We saw Caleb Collins do it earlier on a save. Who says we can't do it under control?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it is Charlotte. It's the legacy Charlotte. It makes it even better. It brings back homage to what has happened in this sport. Can't wait to see what driver can pull it off. Brendan, with 2 laps to go, give me 2 drivers that you think can get it done. Give me a favorite and give me a dark horse.
As a favorite, Carl Handwerk. It's not surprising here. He's currently sitting P3. Certainly has the chance to capitalize on any mistakes from Hamilton or Crockett. As a dark horse, let's go with Kelly Pointer. Currently sitting P7, which is about mid-pack. And for these street stocks, it's hard to make up 7 spots at a track like this. So my favorite is Handwerk, and my dark horse is Pointer. As we are getting back 2x2, we get ready to restart this for 1 of 2 green-white checkers.
I can tell you what, my favorite is going to be Chris Hamilton. Dark horse, that man in P number 6, the 77. Paul Butler. I think Paul Butler has the car to get it done. It's going to take a very risky and perfectly timed move to get up to the front. But, you know, a lot of these drivers have been working together as friends during the race. But I think when it comes down to that final lap, you ain't going to have no friends. As pace car going to dive into the pit lane, hopefully for the last time. Whoa. Hopefully for the last time tonight. Barney with the green flag in his hand is going to be Matt Crockett and Chris Hamilton on the front row. Matt Crockett going to get one hell of a jump on Chris Hamilton as Carl Handwerk makes his move down to the inside of Chris Hamilton. He's going to be side by side into turn number 1 and 2. And here comes Brandon Mettler and Paul Butler. Kelly Porter, though, He's using that draft to his advantage. He can't get up to that outside. He wants to take as much draft as he possibly can from the cars in front, and Matt Crockett getting a little bit loose. He's going to get tapped again by Carl Handwerk. He's saying, come on, man. It's go time.
White flag, I believe, here at Charlotte.
It is the white flag. This race is going to be official. Crockett up into the Chris Hamilton. Going to be able to save it.
Keep it straight.
Kept it straight for the time being, and there goes Paul Butler. He's using that outside lane to his advantage, like I said he was going to do. He's got Kevin Hollywood Foster all over his back bumper. Carl Handwerk, the Christian Bishop tag. But it's going to be down to these two drivers right here. Carl Handwerk, big wreck. Towards the front is going to be Christian Bishop, possibly. Kelly Pointer. Kelly Porter. No way. He got through the melee. Oh my God.
Kelly Pointer with the luckiest win I have seen here at Core. And look who's second, though.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, your dark horse and my dark horse finished 1-2. There's a lot we have to debunk off of that final lap. I don't know what happened, but we're definitely going to have to debunk all of this and see exactly what happens here, as we're going to find Mr. Carl Handwerk, and we're going to ride on the chase cam of Carl and see exactly just what happened going into turn number 3. Did he give Crockett a bad bump?
It looks like Hamilton comes down.
No, Carl got tight, moved up just a little bit. That's going to... Oh, man, Brandon Mettler right into the back.
Where's Pointer? Pointer just
Pointer through the middle and pushing Christian Bishop all the way. Christian Bishop going to slide it back up in front of Kelly Pointer. Kelly Pointer going to get the car slowed back down. He's going to hit the wall. Paul Butler going to drag him all the way around. Paul Butler getting the car off the wall and gonna bring it home. P number 2, as chaos has ensued behind them. You can see all of the chaos, as I think it's only right that we keep it on this camera angle and we just do one more final look at this wreck here as they're getting ready to come through. There it is. It already happened. Everything happened so quick. As third place, by the way, is going to be Brandon Mettler, the Indiana native, going to come home P number 3. But enough of that. We're going to go ahead and bring up our finishing order before we get our in-race interviews underway. It's going to be Kelly Pointer picking up the race win here tonight. Second will be Paul Butler. Third is going to be Brandon Mettler. Fourth, Dave Tilford. Fifth, Thaddeus Marshall. Sixth is going to be Christian Bishop. Seventh will be Dan Phelps. Eighth, Carl Handwerk. Ninth, Christopher Hamilton. 10th, James Molyneux. 11th, Joe Sullivan. 12th, Derek Sherman. 13th, Kevin Foster. 14th, William Edwards. 15th, Matt Crockett. 16th, Caleb Collins. 17th, John Crane. 18th is going to be Tim Ponzi. 19th will be Theo Bishop. And running out your 20-car field is going to be Ricky Gonzalez. I'm going to go ahead and get these results pulled back down and to get everybody into the broadcast booth. Is going to go ahead and change the camera angle here. Get our third place finisher here, Brandon Mettler, on the horn. See where he's at. Brandon Mettler, there you are. As now we are joined by our third place finisher. That's going to be Brandon Mettler. Brandon, this is Dylan and Brendan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
All right, Brandon. Or Brandon.
It's pronounced Brendan.
Oh, okay. See,
it's about the same.
Well, how about this? I'll just call you Piggyback. Okay, we'll just call you Piggyback. Yeah. See, it all works out like that. But nonetheless, one hell of a race. You got off to a bad start, got the car fixed, came back through, and it just right place, right time. I mean, just final lap, kind of chaos ensued, and you're just there when you needed to be there.
Yeah, like you said, very beginning of the race, I got involved in that wreck, and I was like, oh, here we go again. I've not had a great start to the season thus far. Haven't been able to keep the car clean, haven't been able to keep the car off the wall and off other cars, so not that anything changed tonight. Tonight was kind of rowdy in that aspect, but hey, we came on P3. It took a little bit of hard work to get there, obviously. Bunch of really good guys running there with the last stint when we were 3 wide for 6 or 7 laps. That was a lot of fun. So I was telling everybody in there, I know I can keep it as long as you guys can keep your line. We're going to have a good race, and everybody in there made a good race, and we had a hell of a finish.
It was actually the finish was remarkable. We had yard sales all over the track. It was just absolutely amazing to see. And to see you come in here, obviously, I believe me and you both started season 4, and to see your progression with the Core Racing League and the Premier Series has been an absolute pleasure. Me and you, we were the rookies in the, like a thorn in the side of the, like, veterans of the Premier Series, and now you have turned yourself into a veteran out here tonight, trying to show the rookies how it was done when you were a rookie back then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, when we came in, there's a bunch of veteran guys, people that have been in the league for 3-5 seasons across all of our leagues that we have in Core Racing League. So going in there, I just kind of kept my head a little bit low and let the seas part and let me do my own thing. Obviously, the short tracks are where I make my name for it. So every time I go to a short track or maybe even an oval like tonight, I try to do my best. But we joke all the time. Anytime I have to turn right on the road course, it's a long day. So, but I'll take it. Especially these cars, short track cars, short track tracks. Gotta love them. Gotta like ovals like tonight. I felt like right at home, especially with Carl's idea to have this race for, kind of a iRacing rookie throwback kind of feel. So I love the Legacy track, love the car, and really like coming on P3.
Well, I mean, that is always a good thing. And, you say you're a short track guy. I don't know if you've seen the latest announcement from iRacing or not, but, you being an Indiana native, me being an Indiana native, finally seeing Winchester being put on the track. Are you hoping once that track drops that gets put on the Premier Series schedule?
I hope it's race 1, race 2, race 3, race 4. I hope it's the whole season. But no, I grew up at Winchester where I grew up. I live 25, 30 minutes away, and my dad took me up there every single year for the Labor Day Classic with the stock car extravaganza and stuff. So really, really excited. I actually didn't know that. I heard some rumblings a couple of years ago when the previous ownership was over it, and they had paid for it, and it's just up to iRacing to scan it. So but I'm glad that if that's confirmed and whatnot, I'll take a look at that after the race. And
I will definitely send you the link.
I'd be really excited. That's true. Like I said, growing up with Winchester 30 minutes away, Anderson 30 minutes away, my home track with Mount Lawn Speedway 20 minutes away, and all those kind of tracks around there. I was spoiled growing up. Getting finally to relive that. I really look forward to that. And through the pipeline, Anderson was scanned at some point. I don't know if it's ever going to be released or not, but we'll have to keep an eye out on that, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be something fun because, Indiana native, I really want to race on an Indiana track other than Indianapolis, IRP, anything like that. But, Brandon, before I let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 15 machine you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I got to give it thanks to BAM Racing Videos, YouTube and Facebook. Speaking of Mount Lawn, I'm trying to get up to Mount Lawn from North Carolina this weekend for the 50th running of the Raintree 100. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in that kind of thing and the real life racing videos and content. Got to thank Five Kings Motorsports and all my teammates and sponsors. MF Racing Designs, EPI, and the Buckkicker are 3 of our big sponsors along with my page. So got to support all of them. Shout out to Carl and all the admins for the league and you guys for the broadcast. And special shout out to Kelly for grabbing the win tonight. We were talking about veterans and rookies earlier. He's a person that just came to the league here recently within the last year or so, and he's supported our league immensely more than I ever have in the 4 or 5 seasons I've been here. So shout out to Kelly. Good win for him, and thanks for his support of the league and everything he does.
All right, Brandon, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here and to celebrate that 3rd place finish here tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Hope.
All right, Brandon, that's going to be our third place finisher. We're going to go ahead and move on up to my pick. That's going to be Paula Butler, number 77. This is Dylan and Brendan. Pulled in the broadcast booth to get a copy.
I do. How you boys doing tonight?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing pretty good. You were my dark horse to win it. You came just one spot short in that RC Cola Sweet Jenny machine. But, dude, I'm telling you, I was rooting for you. You were my pick.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was rolling the dice. I was hitting 777s, man. I don't know about that. Like, one more 7 on that car. I would have had I would have went to Vegas if you would have been able to pull that one off.
Well, I had the speed all night long. Had the speed to get there. It was just I may or may not have rolled through my pit stall one time and gave up too many positions in the pits. But other than that, I made my way back up to the front every time. And I was working there with Carl at the end, trying to get him up there. That was some of the best racing I've had in years. When we were all 3 wide there, just pushing for laps and laps. It was great. There was some standout driving up there tonight. I was pretty proud to see Matt Crockett up there. He was rolling all night long. Chris is always good. A guy I thought was going to really get up there and get a win tonight was David Tilford, because he was really strong. He got stuck on the outside by himself, though. But I'm very happy to see Kelly win, and I'm happy about catching me a second place there. I know it looks like I lucked into that, but I feel like, anybody who would have won this race worked for it tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely had to work for it. The draft was so immensely important. Aerodynamics were important as well. And just like you said, David Dilford got stuck on the outside, but he held strong for about 8 laps, all by himself, side by side with Carl Hedwerk. And then finally, I think David said, you know what, I am not going to really go anywhere. Let me just drop back to the back of the pack. And that's kind of what you've seen. Like, it's hard to get that third lane rolling. You had to have the right amount of cars up there with you, just not able to get that. And then I called it. I knew that you were going to try to make that third line work. We seen it work.
And my boy was with me. I had Kevin with me, man.
Yeah, it's it. Because when we had that long green flag run, you guys had that third lane working. I mean, you had Carl, and Kevin on that outside, and then you had a couple of rookies and a veteran down in the middle, and then down on the inside, you had one veteran and nothing but rookies next to them.
Yeah.
So
and Thaddeus Marshall was running good with me tonight too. He gave me some good. A lot of guys were working with me, and I'm really appreciative of that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be appreciative of the little things, and it's just one hell of a race. I mean, that final lap may have been disaster, yard sales going all over the place, $30 a pop for a fender, but it was you, Mr. PB, that came home P number 2. You could say that, you survived Charlotte. Now you're going to go on to another track, get used to the combo and the car combo as well. And that's all the Premier Series does. They're just trying to get these drivers a little bit better than what they were the night before.
That's right. 10 seasons strong and still doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it's going to be. Mr. Paul Butler, before I let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 77 you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'll just give a shout out to my folks, man. My brother Larry, my nephews Mason and Bryson, my kids Caroline, Lincoln, Vivian. You guys in the booth, I really appreciate you guys. I really love sitting at work listening to the race. So I appreciate what you guys do. The guys that worked with me tonight, I mentioned most of them already. Came in with a plan, executed well, and I just really appreciate everybody here in Core.
All right, Mr. PB, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Get up there, talk to the boys in Discord, and we'll be talking to you hopefully again next week.
All right, where's Brendan? I didn't hear him.
This ain't my interview, I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, though, Paul.
I appreciate it. You boys have a fun and sexy night.
All right, buddy. See you later, man. All right, that's going to be our second place finisher. And with Kelly Pointer getting the win and that being your dark horse, I think it's only fair that when we get the race winner in here, as we're joined with Kelly Pointer. Kelly, this is Brendan and Dylan in the broadcast booth. How's it going?
It is going awesome. What's going on, guys?
All right, Brendan, since this is your dark horse pick to win the race here tonight, it's only fair I let you take over the interview for the winner here tonight.
And he's not wrong, Kelly. I picked you as a dark horse coming from P7. How do you feel? Coming from P7 all the way to the front on a final lap.
Woo, buddy. That was good times, man. I had a blast. I did not think I was going to win it, but it all parted for me, and it was a blessing.
As soon as we were watching the replay, I see you go through the middle, and right through the middle. I am genuinely shocked on how that. And
Carl taught me that.
I'm still sitting here. I'm not surprised. You could say that a pass through the grass about the amount of disturbance you had to go through that, but. How was that race going for you, man, outside that final lap? What were your strategies or ideas going through this 75-lap feature?
Well, strategy was to run as hard as I could, be up front, and I did a pretty good job staying up front all night. Pit stops were my issue. I didn't really practice until before this, till our session. Anyways, just wanted to stay up front. Didn't know if anybody was going to take tires. I took the tires the first time. Took 4, then I took 2, then I took just gas after that. And strategy just was to run the gas out and pit. And yeah, it worked out pretty good, I think.
It's definitely seemed like it was a winning strategy, Kelly. We're going to get you out of here, though. Let you with the boys in Discord. Anybody like to thank on that number 75 machine?
Definitely. I want to thank my wife for always letting me race whenever I need to. Thank you guys for broadcasting all the time. It's great. I love watching the replay after the races. I watch it during the race, and then I go watch after just to see other stuff. Thank Pointers Motor Supplies, AMSOIL, Premier Direct Jobber. So if you need any AMSOIL, go to www.pointersmotorsupplies.com, get your AMSOIL, or you give me a call. My phone number's on the website, and go from there. I appreciate it, guys.
Well, again, though, congratulations, Kelly. Dylan, you got anything to say real quick?
I know we can't really see it, Kelly, but give us a definition of the handshake right now. Are your hands shaking? Like you're...
Yeah. Well, it was right after that. I was just like, oh. I mean, if you watched, I don't know if you heard the broadcast during the race, but I was like, oh my God. I was so shocked that I won. I was not expecting it because I was in 7th place or something like that. But I ran up front all night, so. But it was awesome. I think this is my first it's my second W in core, so that's pretty proud of that. You guys, this is a tough group of guys, and they're fun to race against. They're clean, and yeah, it was a blast. I had a blast.
Yeah, see, you're feeling like me. When I got my first Premier Series win, it was the Pro Mazdas at Las Vegas, and I thought I lost the race, and I looked down at my relative, and I said that I won, and I was ecstatic. I just didn't know what to say. My handshakes were super jittery, but nonetheless, Kelly, congratulations on the win here tonight. Beautiful car, by the way. Love the blue chrome on that number 75 machine. And, oh, man, it's great to see a rookie come out here and get their first win, just get a taste of a win in a higher series that core puts on, especially the Premier Series. I mean, you different car, different track every single week, so it's not like you can, like the 87s where you're in the same car, you're just different track. You already know what the car is going to do. Now you're different car, different track every week, and that's just absolutely amazing. And congratulations from me and all of CRN on your first victory in the Premier Series, and can't wait to see you progress and get even better throughout the whole season.
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. I'm glad. I hope everybody enjoyed it that was watching the broadcast. I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. Thank you for putting on this series. God bless you guys. I'll take off.
All right, see you later, Kelly. Hopefully you have a good night, sir.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, Brendan, that's going to do it for the in-race interviews here tonight. 75 laps up, 75 laps down. In what better way? 75 laps for the car winning number 75. It's been a absolute pleasure being in the broadcast booth here tonight. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night as we're going to have another stream, the Core GT Series, back on CRN. And then Tuesday night, you're going to have my stream of the Smoky Mountain Grassroots Dirt Track Racing as they go to I forget what track, but it's going to be the 305 Dirt Sprint Cars. Setups provided by Sean English Racing from Elite Performance Industries. You're going to have John Obinger in the broadcast booth for the Core Arkham Menards series. So 2 streams, or actually 3 streams, because UCRL comes back this week on CRN as well. So 3 streams in one night. And then Wednesday night, you're going to see myself in the broadcast booth for Lucky Dog Racing League as the limited late model stocks go to Hickory Motor Speedway for their 4th race of the season. And then you're going to have the Chop Shop GT League on Wednesday night as well. Thursday night, you're going to see the CRN broadcasting crew back in action for the Dirt for Beginners program with Core Racing League. Friday night, we may have some money races going on Fridays and Saturdays, covered by myself, Dylan, on Saturdays. Not sure who's going to cover the Friday night. And then a Saturday night, you're going to have the PSCRL Truck League as they venture off to week number 2 on Saturday night. That's going to have Mark Thomas and Jimmy Covert in the broadcast booth. But it's been fun up here. Brendan, thank you so much for coming on into the broadcast booth, keeping me some company here on this Sunday night. And make sure you guys have a good rest of your Sunday night. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.